Bitch, I'm in the...
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian. With me always, that handsome devil right there.
I'm Mark. I almost forgot to put us back on the screen.
What were you thinking?
I was listening to the music.
Oh, see? Mark gets excited listening to the theme music for the show.
Hey, it's a good thing.
Well, Mark, we're doing a special show today. We're doing something a little bit earlier than we normally do. And
why?
Well, listen, I wanted this guy on the show. I've asked him a couple of, once or twice, I think. And I think you finally locked him in with a time and a slot and everything.
Yeah,
so.
it was easy. You asked him like two, 3 times. I asked him once. He said yes.
Shut up.
So maybe it's the way I talk and the way that you talk, I don't know.
So we have Baldy Eats from all socials. I found him on TikTok. He's absolutely fantastic in what he does. And we're going to get to know him a little bit better. And hopefully you guys will get to go and view some of his stuff. And if you like him, follow him. You want to bring him on the screen, or are you just going to let me keep talking?
Well, aren't you good at talking?
No.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me, guys.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. So Baldy, tell everybody about yourself, your area of expertise and where you're from and that.
So, as I like to say, and thank you for that introduction, I'm very excited to be here. I am not a food cooker. I'm not an expert in cooking food. I'm an expert in eating food. So, long story short, I'm actually a local food reviewer, really in and around the Treasure Coast area. Vero, Fort Pierce, of course, Port St. Lucie, basically all the surrounding areas. I go down to Jensen Beach. I've even done a bunch in West Palm. I've gone up north a little bit. I've been invited a bunch of times, Sebastian, Florida. I've done one so far. I think that's I don't know if that's where you guys saw me. I was invited to one food truck in Tampa, but yeah, that's really it, guys. I'm a local food reviewer that loves to eat food. I'm a big guy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's really what I do. I'm an expert.
I want to do it.
Eating. I'm not a cooker. I'm an eater.
I absolutely enjoy food as well. There's a couple of things I won't eat. Is there stuff that you will absolutely not touch? Like, it's not.
Great question. I'll try anything, dude. I'm not allergic. When I walk into a restaurant, or when a restaurant invites me, or a food truck, or whoever, they always ask me that. Are you allergic to anything? Me personally, I hate seeing. And look, I know it is what it is. Some people, they're allergic to stuff. Some people they maybe it's a religious thing. I know we're not talking that, but at the end of the day, I will try anything. And I think that's really part of my brand and what makes me unique. I will go in and literally try whatever they got. So,
okay. So I'm not an olives guy. I can't do the olives. I'm not eating black olives on anything. I absolutely steer clear away from mushrooms. Not a fan.
Right. Okay.
And fish. I don't do fish, but I like lobster and I like crab. It's weird.
That's crazy. That's weird.
No.
Most people love fish, but they won't do, what they call the scavengers on the sea.
The crustaceans.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite though. Shrimp, lobster, all that. That's my wheelhouse right there.
Yep. My wife. The reason I found you, and I think I talked to you about this. My wife has a food truck up here. It's Tasty Bud's food truck. You said, yeah, Brian.
Yes.
I love the reviews. She's got excellent reviews. They don't believe the reviews because they haven't had someone like you review the food truck yet. They've had a lot of great customers, clientele. Mark's wife absolutely loves the food truck.
Yeah.
Mark actually got to come over and experience it here at the house the other day, and he's a very, very picky eater.
Yes.
And my wife doesn't do a traditional, tacos with taco seasoning and stuff like that. She does it completely different, out in left field. And Mark got a chance to try it, and he was like, "Holy cow, those are good."
That's because I didn't have to pay for it. That's why. Oh.
Right.
No, I mean, actually,
you had me. Yeah.
Yeah, she makes her own. She fries her tortilla shells, and it makes her own. It's really good.
That sounds so good. You had me at tacos. I love tacos. And you're absolutely right. I think that I have, by the way, and I do remember our conversation. Excuse me. I have such a love for food truck owners. Those guys are grinding the hardest. They're hustling the hardest. They're really busting their butt. And a lot of times they're really trying to take that next step. So I have a very unique relationship with all the owners of the food trucks that do invite me. But absolutely, you're right. I think that building that confidence as a food cooker, not reviewer, you are always going to doubt yourself. You're always going to maybe not, believe the reviews. But I think that, again, just like anything that we do, it is about building the confidence to know that your stuff is good. But yeah, I'll agree. Listen, I am a food reviewer. Sometimes I guess you really don't know until you have a quote unquote, I use this very loosely, a food expert come and try the food. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty excited for her because she's gotten to feed Tyreek Hill and Bill Booth, and neither one of them left reviews,
Wow.
but they both loved the food, and I was like, God, I want Tyreek Hill's. I want Tyreek Hill to put his, yes, I like the food, go see this food truck, because I guarantee you that's going to get her more business,
Oh, heck yeah.
But unfortunately we didn't get that review. It was just one of those things where she set up at the power sports company that I work for. He was there getting his four-wheelers picked up. He said, "What's for lunch around here?" I said, "Please go try that food truck." And he did. And
that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
You should have had a picture of him.
Fan, by the way.
What's that?
Should have had a.
I'm a huge Dolphin fan, by the way.
Are you? I saw, because I was going to ask about the cartoon, your cartoon head with the dolphin on the side.
Yeah, great question. So we went to a Dolphins preseason game a couple years ago, and they actually did a fake tattoo, just like pretty much a paint thing of the Dolphins logo. So we had that picture, and it was kind of me looking off to the side. And for a while, the picture was really me with the fake thing. So then actually my son came up with the logo, and we've kind of stuck with it since then.
Great logo. I like it. So it does tell people that you're a Dolphins fan, or you like, I don't know, tuna or something.
Right. I'm either a Dolphins fan or I love to eat dolphin.
That's what he's. The logo right there is what he's talking about.
Yep, that's right.
Absolutely.
Did you? So let me ask you. You don't have any kind of formal training then, as far as sorry about that. As far as that goes, okay, no school.
I love that about, and I'm not trying to sound like anything. My brand is really a normal, everyday guy trying regular. Of course, some good food, some really. I've done upscale stuff, but yeah, regular guy really trying regular food and just giving my honest opinion. I mean, yeah, we would all love Gordon Ramsay to come out, but chances are Gordon Ramsay go out to any food truck. This is trash.
Yeah, no, I like it because you're very honest. I saw one that you did with a food truck recently, and it was a meatball parm sandwich, no, chicken parm sandwich that you were eating, but he had given you what was it, cheese sticks or cheese curds or something, and you were like,
cheese sticks.
it needed a little bit of something. It needed more love, is what you were saying.
Absolutely. The one thing I love about my position, and again, I want to really preface what I'm saying, that I'm being upfront with you guys, just like I'm upfront in my food reviews. When I say something, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything at all. But a lot of the people that invite me to try their food trucks, you got to understand, or their restaurants, how they heard about me. And usually, and again, I say this very loosely, they've already watched some of my videos already, so they already kind of feel like they have a certain attachment. So a lot of them are almost bringing me on. Yes, they want me to try their food, but I talk to them off camera a lot. And I have a very unique relationship with them. And they really, the one thing they tell me, Baldy, don't fake it, man. Don't come on here and just tell me everything's kosher, just so that, listen, everybody wants a good review. Everybody wants to have, because I do, after the review, places do tend to get pretty packed, because I do have a pretty good reach in the Treasure Coast and a little bit beyond. But they want me to be honest, and the one thing that I do take a lot of pride in is that if I can be constructive and give them something that they could fix, and not a blanket statement like, oh, this is trash, like a lot of people do. There are a lot of guys just trying to get clicks out there. I see them every day. They'll take a bite, they try to make a spectacle. They'll throw the food or whatever, trash, and even curse about it. Oh, this is disgusting. And for them, it's about negativity will breed more popularity for them. But me, I really have a unique relationship. And of course, I have a relationship to the people that watch my videos. So there is a fine line that I do have to play, which is honesty mixed with constructive criticism. But to go back on what you said, absolutely. I felt that it could have been a lot better. And shout out to the Big Tomato food truck. They have the best pizza. If you're ever in the Sebastian area, they have the best pizza that I've had on a food truck, and arguably even in regular pizza places. But yeah, I said, listen, if I could help you a little bit, work on the marinara. The marinara was actually throwing off the cheesesteak, in my humble opinion. So
yeah, so you say, hey, I don't like it this way, but maybe other people like it this way. But what if you tried something, a little different? Yeah, so same goes with stuff that my wife does, stuff that we've got other folks that we eat off of their food trucks as well. And I've eaten some great barbecue, and then I've eaten some barbecue that I'm just like, pass. And it sucks because I try to be less critical because of the wife's business, but at the end of the day, I feel like if my wife is out there doing it and she's doing it very, very well, these other people should be there as well. A lot of people can get a food truck. You can buy a food truck for $20,000, $30,000 and put some cheap hamburgers and cheap hot dogs on it. But you're going to get customers. You're going to get the customer that's got a $5 bill, and they're going to come up to you, and then you're never going to see them again. Absolutely.
It's definitely a fine line of, again, being constructive, but not, So yeah, I'm not to the point yet where I'm going to walk up and be like, hey, everything's crap, start over. I'm not going to do that.
You're not pulling a Gordon Ramsay yet.
I'm not prepared to do that yet.
Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about food trends. I know you see a lot of food trends right now on TikTok, the birria tacos. And don't get me wrong, birria is absolutely fantastic, but everybody's buying the birria bombs. Have you tried them yet?
Heck yeah.
And what do you think?
What?
Birria bombs.
Tacos?
The bombs.
Oh, no. What is a birria bomb? I have not heard of that.
They're on the TikTok shop. You can get them right off the TikTok shop. I think you get 2 birria bombs.
What is
you just got to buy the meat and all that, and you put it in a crock pot and you cook it overnight. Oh yeah.
I have not heard of that. Now I've done the birria tacos reviews, but I have definitely not heard of a birria bomb. No.
Yeah, birria bombs they're pretty popular right now on TikTok.
What exactly is that?
So it's got all the ingredients in a bowl. So everything that whatever the Mexican dish calls for is already in that ball. All you do is you read the back of the package. I think it says if you have a 3-pound chuck roast,
Right.
you put 1 ball plus X amount of water, and then that juice becomes like an au jus. And you fry your shell.
Okay.
You fry your shell with it, and you also dip your shell with it after while you're eating.
Wow.
It's absolutely nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts.
Interesting.
Have you tried it?
I have tried it. We just had it. We had it a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. It wasn't terrible. My wife. Is that my internet? Are you frozen?
No.
We're good.
I'm not.
Mine popped off for a second. I'm sorry.
That's because it's raining and storming outside.
My wife had done something earlier before we had the birria tacos. She makes this thing called a Mississippi pot roast. Have you heard of that?
You know what? I have not heard of a Mississippi pot roast.
Okay, so
you're getting me today. So now you got to tell me what that is.
So Mississippi pot roast is a roast that you put a au jus package, ranch package, a stick of butter, and banana peppers in. Right? Banana peppers?
Yeah.
And then you cook that in a crock pot. What did you say? Pepperoncinis. I'm terribly sorry, guys. Pepperoncinis.
See, your wife should be doing this interview, not you.
And you cook that in the crock pot. Then you shred up all the meat. And then you just basically you can eat that with like mashed potatoes or whatever. It's a pot roast, but it's got a different flavor. So what she did was she said, "Hey, listen, I want to try something a little different. I know we're going to do birria tacos, but I want to try Mississippi pot roast tacos before that." And we did, and she made an au jus to dip it in, basically a butter and a butter gravy kind of thing. And I was like, please, all of this.
Yep,
sounds good.
Brian dying early.
Good,
listen, when I first met my wife, I weighed about 120 pounds. I am too.
He's too something.
So I tell people all the time, they're like, "Well, you eat good." I'm like, "Well, I can't help it. My wife's got a kitchen that stays open for me all the time. So anything I want, she's like, yeah, let's try this."
I like that.
I love when people come up with stuff out of just the blue. Like, have you found food trucks or restaurants that have come up with like, "Hey, try this on this"?
Ooh. There's a couple of food trucks. Surprisingly, it's actually not that crazy. Maybe in this area, I feel like they're staying pretty traditional. And they're staying pretty serious at it. I do love the food scene in and around the Treasure Coast. You have your barbecue trucks. You have, there's even like a seafood food truck. There's so many different kinds. I don't think anybody's doing anything too crazy. I would say that the craziest review that I've done was it's a place called, oh man, it's literally a dessert place called Penguin something. Or you guys can look it up. It's the Penguin, something like that. And what they're serving is, and I had no idea what to expect. They had like all these, it started out with a shaved ice kind of thing. And then they poured like cream and each one would be a different theme. So for example, the one that I loved had a cheesecake theme. So they had real cheesecake crumbles, all these little things that they added. They throw on this type of cream. And it was more of a shaved ice theme or base to start with. But when you eat it, you literally felt almost like you were eating this crazy concoction of a cheesecake ice cream in a way. It was one of the most amazing things that I've had. And I can't remember the name. I know it's they have a couple locations and it's called Penguin something. And they're actually in Fort Pierce, Florida.
We'll have to look them up.
Yeah, we got to look them up.
Like I said, we travel that way every once in a while because my oldest daughter lives in the Port Charlotte area. So we try to make that trip every once in a while. She comes up here more often, So.
Yeah.
Because mom cooks. That yes, babe. Gotcha.
While you're talking, I want to look it up real quick, only so I can give if your followers are ever in the area, but you can keep talking. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the name of it.
So the reason I bring that up is I went to a place in Orlando. We did a Universal Day, me and the family.
Yeah.
We went to a place called Beth's, Beths Burgers.
Yeah.
And I tried for the very first time a peanut butter smash burger. That sounds like something you would eat?
Yeah, absolutely. I would try it.
You know, it was so dumb good. I was like, how does this even pair well? Like, it's, you know, I got this ground beef with onions and this and that. How does this work? It's nuts.
Can you repeat the question? Yeah.
I was just saying, how does that work? How does that work where you mix peanut butter with ground beef and all of a sudden you have this?
It's crazy.
It's stupid good, right? So
yeah, I haven't tried it, but I would definitely try it, and that would be a lot of fun. By the way, if anybody cares, it's called the Vampire Penguin, believe it or not. It is the great Vampire Penguin, Fort Pierce, Florida. They make the craziest desserts that you will ever try. I literally, the way it looked and even the way the menu is, where you start off with a shaved ice base and then you kind of, you know, they go with a theme. They even have like a mint chocolate where you would think you're eating an ice cream. It's actually crazy.
Okay. Oh, well, absolutely. I posted that in the comments.
Nice.
So if anybody is interested in that, if you're in the Fort Pierce area, go check them out. Highly reviewed, or have you done anything that you've went back and reviewed more and more?
That's a good question. So I'm at the point now where all my reviews are requested, where people do reach out to me in some way, shape, or form. You know, once in a blue moon now, I'll still walk into pizza places and just do a quick pizza because those are really simple and quick to do. But once in a blue moon, absolutely, where we do a round one and for whatever reason, the people just loved it or, you know, really bombarded the place and tried it. And then absolutely, I've been called back a couple of times to do a round two where they actually maybe expand the menu a little bit more. Definitely.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So how long have you been doing this exactly?
Funniest thing. It's August. We're done with August. 9 months.
9 months. Okay.
Nice.
That's it. 9 months.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
What advice would you give somebody? So if I wanted to take it on the road and maybe do it in this area,
yeah.
Any advice that you would give me?
Be yourself. My biggest advice is that whatever you do, I don't care what you're doing. If you're trying food, if you're doing this or that, if you're just really be yourself, be your most authentic self, because it's going to show. And when you're on camera, and obviously even right now, you know, the camera, I feel like it'll reveal everything. And especially when you're talking through it, just do your best to be yourself, be authentic, be real with it. Because if you're going on there and you're a fake or a phony, I feel like, you know, people are going to see right through it. So that's first and foremost. And number two, do it for the right reasons. You know, don't just say, okay, I'm going to be a food reviewer so I can be whatever, I don't know, famous, or, you know, I'm going to start going viral. You know, do it because you either have a passion for it or you really want to help small businesses or, you know, something like that. But, and of course, consistency. I think consistency is really one of the most underrated things in any type of success. It's be consistent. If you say you're going to post and you're going to do something, you know, stay consistent. I post every other day and I have not missed a beat since I committed 100% to doing it. I have posted a review every other day for 9 months. And you can probably count how many that is. I think we're not even at a year yet. I think I'm almost at 200 separate food reviews. So, yeah.
That's up there. That is very
it's like, Brian, when we started the podcast, what did we do? What did we say we wanted to do? Have fun doing it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mark wanted to do a show twice a week, and I was like, Mark, that's a lot.
Right.
That's
Well,
a lot.
we did it.
That's a lot of
We did
shows.
it. We did it for the first 6 months. We did 2 shows a week, and we're still doing. Sometimes we still do 2 shows, but we're trying to. I'm trying to make up for a little bit, trying to get us at our 100th episode around December. So that's the reason why
Wow.
we're doing that.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And almost doing this for 2 years. We've had fun doing it. We've met some great people doing this.
Absolutely.
We're very consistent on. Well, most of the time our days are normally Thursday nights, but but we'll go with whatever the guest wants to do. Like what we did with you. Normally our time is 8:00. You said, well, I can't do 8:00. I said, okay, let's do 6:00. And you were like, okay, perfect.
Yep. I appreciate it.
And I don't like to start late. That's my biggest pet peeve. I do not like starting late. I like to be on time for everything, or actually early, and then I, go from there. But for you, we made an exception, just like we've made some for the other people. But we like, for some reason, it's Thursday. Oh yeah, I know why I picked Thursdays. Wrestling's not on Thursday. Any which way. But unfortunately, we do run. Sometimes, with the NFL being on Thursdays, some of our teams play on Thursdays. His is the Steelers, mine is the Lions. And it's one of those things that you just have to deal with at the time. I'll catch the end of the game.
We're either going to do the show during the football game, or we're just going to be like, hey guys, we're going to cancel the show tonight and watch football.
We've never done that. We've never canceled. We've always caught the second half.
Idea.
What's that?
Have the game on in the background where you can watch the game, and maybe the podcast evolves a little bit into an interview. Well, that's the Manning cast, right?
Yeah,
that's the Manning cast.
Actually, that's a hell of a lot better to watch than the regular Monday Night Football commentary.
Yeah.
Those two get into it, and then when Bill Belichick came on and helped them, oh my God, that was so wonderful.
I didn't see that one though.
Well, they did a practice run. They showed it on Facebook. They did a practice one, but they're supposed to do it this year. He's supposed to come in and do it one of the Monday nights with them.
Wow,
that's what I said. I can't wait to see what that one turns out to be in. Maybe it'll be one where
that'll be pretty cool. And Nick Saban is probably gonna. Nick Saban will probably join at some point too.
Nick Saban and Belichick are supposed to do it was rumored. I don't know if it's true or not, but are supposed to be doing something together.
Oh, very interesting.
I think it was interesting that both of them retired. Well, not retired. One retired. The other one, lost his job. Yeah. Both at the same time. They're both great quarterbacks. Coaches. Brian lost his internet. You gotta love the internet in this area sometimes.
Yeah, that's funny.
But it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I know that you're a Dolphins fan, and
let's go.
I think they're going to have a good year. I really do.
Oh yeah. Super Bowl.
Well, okay, fine. Dolphins versus Detroit.
I'm good with that. I was actually just going to say, I'm okay with that, man. That will be amazing.
Yeah, that'll be a moneymaker right there because it's two teams that haven't been.
Storied franchises that, unfortunately, for the last 20 years, besides you guys last year, have been kind of, Now, listen, Dolphins are always relevant, though. We are always relevant, which is actually weird because we're so mediocre. But everybody always still loves to talk about the Dolphins, which is actually kind of hilarious.
You have the pieces in place,
right,
to be a good contender. The problem is you have too many of the right people in there that it may not work.
Yeah.
Spectrum. That's all I gotta say.
It's just your internet. Mine didn't go out.
We were talking about the Dolphins, though. Hold on. You said we may have too many pieces. What do you mean by that? Or maybe too many moving parts that need to work, where one thing breaks down, we're done. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Okay, I don't get me wrong. You're that is one thing. Like let's take Odell Beckham. He signed with
That's crazy, right?
I don't think he should. I mean, he's hurt too much. He's not the player he used to be, and he signed for that much money, and it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. We had to put him on the pup list, so he's going to miss the first 4 games, which is absolutely crazy. I feel like he duped us, and right now it's screw you, Odell Beckham. So
now Tua, I was not a fan of Tua's when he was in Alabama. I wasn't a fan of his until it was season 3 of his NFL, because I thought that he got hurt. He was not. I didn't think he would be worth a damn.
I didn't think he was going to come back at 100% either. And this
I was like, but the coach has. I think the coach had faith in him, and that made him more out there. It made him feel better about himself.
Yeah, Tua is an animal. That's what people don't realize. Everybody looks from the outside looking in and automatically assumes that Tua's soft, or maybe Tua's missing something. Yes, is there always an injury concern with him? But let's be honest. Last time I checked, hasn't Joe Burrow been hurt more than Tua? But yet nobody calls Joe Burrow injury prone. And yes, I understand we're dealing with a couple different injuries, head injuries compared to maybe, I guess Joe keeps messing up his knee or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think since they went to the Super Bowl, I don't think that he's played a full season.
He has not. And even last year, he was out most of the season.
Right. Tua, he was told not to play anymore. Too many concussions going to hurt him. And he did it anyways, but they've been protecting him a lot more. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how that they go, just like the Lions. And Brian, they did name your quarterback this morning.
Who was that?
He likes the Steelers.
Right. So who's the quarterback?
Is
it Russell Wilson?
It's Russell. It's Russell.
I think that's your best option.
And here's the thing: I was going to say, if he doesn't play this 1 year, because I think that's all he signed with us. Right. And I think the big thing is if we get somewhere with him, I think he'll be like, hey, you know what? Let me sign 1 more year. That way, I can train the younger quarterbacks coming up. Because those guys still got fuel in the tanks. I mean, he's almost out of gas, if you ask me. I was surprised that we picked him up to begin with. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that we have somebody that's got some kind of game knowledge. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean?
So I think people forget. Sorry, people forget Russell Wilson had a really good season at times last year. But I think that the coach, obviously they butt heads. I forgot the coach's name over at Denver. We beat him, by the way, like 72 to something. So
yes, that is true.
But Russell Wilson, he had a good season. And I think people are missing that. And it really does go to show you, when your coach doesn't believe in you, I think that you're doomed. And that's kind of what happened with Tua. Where Flores didn't believe in him, and then you kind of see what happened, and then all of a sudden you have Mike McDaniel. So I think he's going to have a great season. Now, you guys have all the other pieces. Obviously, Pickens is a beast, so we'll see. We'll see.
Well, there was talk now about Brandon Ayuk because the 49ers still hadn't locked him down.
They still haven't.
And they're
going to lose him, by the way.
There was an agreement for Brandon Ayuk to come to
there is still an agreement. The problem is the Steelers is not offering him the money that he wants in a new contract.
Oh, there's an agreement for him to come to the Steelers?
Oh, yes. If they can work out a contract agreement.
Here's the problem with Ayuk. He is a good receiver. He's not a number 1 receiver. He's a number 2 guy, but that'll work good for the Steelers, but he wants to be paid as a number 1. He probably wants $80 million. I'm sorry, is he Jalen Waddle?
I think he wants. I think he wants that guaranteed. Yeah. He wants that guaranteed contract. I think also.
Of course.
And most of the players are trying to get the guaranteed because of the fact that they get hurt, stuff like that, and some of it you can't.
Yep.
But we'll see how.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, right now the Steelers are cutting their roster because they got to get to that 54, right? So
no, they already did 53.
It's
53.
Down.
They already did it.
It's already done.
That would have been done by yesterday. Yep.
Okay. Because I know that we're
all ready to go.
I know that there was a linebacker that I hated to see go, but unfortunately, I guess he just didn't perform in practice, and I was like, well, that really kind of sucks. In practice,
there's always guys.
You have to be the guy that you want to play. Like you just got to be like, I want to be that guy.
But just remember, they could cut him and still re-sign him to the practice squad, and he can work his way up from there. If someone
else doesn't pick him up,
right?
Absolutely.
If he's not picked up on waivers, I believe it's called.
Right.
Guys, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk some more about football, food, and
we have a game.
And then we got a game to play.
We have a game. It's called Florida or Not. It's called Florida or Not Florida.
I like that.
And we always pick Florida or not Florida, but in this case, I couldn't just pick all Florida because, well, we're all from Florida here.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna put Brian on the spot for a second. Okay.
I don't know the name of the song.
Do you remember the person?
I don't remember it. I found it and I was like, man, this sounds pretty good.
His name's Tommy Welton or something like that. Okay. So we're going to do this and we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Go get your drink. Go use your potties, and we'll see you in probably 3 minutes.
All right.
Well, there was a little mash up there for a second. Mark, what happened?
I don't know. Somehow I didn't take out part of the music. Well,
Well,
it was interesting.
it sounded like a train crash.
Yeah, it could have been.
I'm glad you bounced back from that, sir.
Yeah. I have no freaking idea what happened,
All right, guys, we are back with Baldy Eats from Baldy Eats. You can find them anywhere on socials. Instagram.
Everywhere. Baldy, Baldy Eats. Whatever your favorite platform is, including YouTube.
Fantastic. And if you're in that South Central or Central Florida area and you're out and about and he's doing a food review, please leave him alone. Let him do his job. But then when he's done,
no, jump in. I love it. No. If I'm doing a review and someone wants to jump in and try a slice of pizza or whatever, I'm 100% okay with that.
All about it.
Absolutely.
Cool. Very cool.
Now
Very
Brian's
cool.
gonna come.
So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in this area, and I'm gonna be Baldy 2.
I love that. I love that.
Do you still work a regular job, or are you doing this? Okay, so you're working a full-time job, and then you're doing this as well.
Absolutely. So
how do you find the time?
Great question. Luckily, I've owned a small business for many years, so I do have a little bit of wiggle room. And what I've done, even before I did food reviews, I've always tried to have a little bit of a work-life balance. So I've always tried to take like one day off per week. So Tuesday is usually my day off. So I'll actually do a couple reviews on a Tuesday. And then if I do need to do, or if I get, I was actually just invited to PDQ. I don't know if you guys have that up there.
Yes.
Yo, the owner of PDQ saw my videos, loved it, and actually said, listen, we have one underperforming store. We'd love to get your perspective. And I went in and they literally had everything laid out, treated me like a king. It was fun. But no, long story short, if someone invites me, I'll say, listen, can I just come and most restaurants get popping, after work, 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever it is, where I'll just walk in and that's still perfect timing, even a lot of times before they get their dinner rush. So yeah, I find the time, it's not as crazy as you would think, it honestly doesn't take that long. When I do a review, generally, as long as they have everything going, I could be in and out. Obviously, then we got to edit the video and stuff, but I could be in and out of a place in 30 minutes. I'm not eating the full meal, of course. I'm taking a bite, talking a little bit, maybe take another quick bite, and then we're moving on, Yeah.
That's why you can't be a food critic, Brian. You'd have to eat the whole meal.
I can't help it, man. I can't help
Guys, that is the hardest part. If I'm loving something, and if you watch my videos, I'll do the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth bite on stuff that is like amazing. Absolutely. Yeah, I got to learn to control myself a little more. Yeah.
But it's your food. You get to take that with you. So, like, put it in the box, take it home.
What's funny about food?
What's that?
And this is crazy. Whatever rating, and people don't understand this, whatever rating I give food live at the spot, that score, it's almost like a car leaving the lot. You lose whatever, 15% of the value. Same thing with food. The second it leaves the lot, I don't care where it goes. We've already lost a point or so. And so sometimes I'll do a review and people will maybe get it to go, or they'll buy it at the restaurant and eat it at home maybe an hour later once they pick up their kids and everything. Food loses. I don't know why, it loses a special part of it the longer that it sits. So I always tell people my reviews are based on fast, boom. You cook the food, I'm trying to right there. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, you want to be...
By the way, I don't know how my camera does that, but that's cool. Let me try it again. Boom. No, I'm just kidding.
Put your thumbs up like this and to see if it does the bubble. No, it doesn't do the bubble.
Okay.
There's a camera out there that like will move with you, and then if you do a thumbs up, it puts the little emoji in there. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Not working. All good. Is there ever a time that you've changed your review on a restaurant? Or
you mean from one review to another? Or
Yeah.
you mean changing my mind in the reaction, in the same reaction video?
Either or.
Yes. I take what I do very, very seriously. Probably too seriously. Because in my opinion, I have a huge responsibility to the people that watch the videos, but also understanding that these are small businesses. And I've been reached out to, and of course, some people, they might not love, or they call me an idiot, or, even the restaurant owner, maybe sometimes will get back to me and say, hey, we're not happy with this. But I'm always measuring the rating that I give, and I'm really trying to be as thoughtful as I can, and really trying to be as fair. And I always say this, I veer more towards positivity than negativity. So it's almost like tie goes to the runner. If we're at a tie, or if I'm thinking something in my head, I'd rather veer more positive than negative. So yes, I take a huge amount of responsibility and accountability for the score that I give. So yeah, even sometimes mid-review, I'll think that I made a mistake, and I'll go right back to it and say, you know what, guys, let me try one more time. And I'll always veer towards the positive. If I feel I undercut something, I'll sometimes sure it up. But yeah, I've sat in my bed, which is hilarious if you really think about it. I've sat in my bed and talked to my wife and said, did I make a bad mistake? Like, I felt it, it was close, and then maybe the last bite got salty or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Where it messed me up a little. And then, I've had a couple restaurants, ours is way better than theirs. You gave me a 7.9, but you gave them, which is kind of arbitrary. The whole scoring system is actually arbitrary. But, you gave them an 8.2. How dare you? So yeah, it weighs often. But no, once the video is done, the video is done.
Yeah.
We're living and riding by that decision. And that's why I'm so upfront with people to say, this is my opinion and my opinion only. In fact, I urge you, take my review with you, go get the same. And what's funny, a lot of people go into the restaurant or the food truck, they'll get every single item that I ordered just to kind of see where I'm at. And I love that. If someone says, oh, Baldy, you're at an 8.1, this is an 8.9, you're an idiot. Okay. You're 0.8.
Different taste buds,
okay.
Different taste buds, I guess, right?
Dude,
So,
if you put 100 people in line and all 100 people got the same pizza, all 100 people, for the most part, if you don't say your rating out loud, you're going to have more than likely 100 different points or review points, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you ever you did a review, and let's say a bad review. Let's take that one. And the restaurant or food truck or whatever invites you back to try to change your review, try to prove that they're better than what that you put out there.
Great question. I love that question. Did she say something?
No.
Okay.
You hear my wife.
Okay, I love that question. Not yet. I'm not at that level. Now, I have had a pizza review and their wing review at the same place. And this was one of I'm not going to say their name. I was very conflicted. The owner's wife reached out to me, and the owner. Now, the owner was much more respectful. Obviously, listen, our wives really try to go to bat for us. And I think she thought that I was coming for them, but I really wasn't. Because if you guys watch my reviews, they're all, it's all positive. It's all love.
Sure.
But yeah, she wanted me to come back to try, but it wasn't a formal, it was more of like, I feel you were wrong. I feel you did this. You could do better. But no, it wasn't ever an official invitation to come back and do it again. No, not yet. But I've heard much bigger reviewers where, maybe they have 1 million followers or whatever, where that's happened. Yeah, where they killed it. Because you got to remember, me, I am local. So, yes, my reviews can sway people negatively or positively. But I don't think it's at the scale yet where, and thank God, where I could shut down a place. I mean, that would be horrible. So,
who do you follow? Do you follow any of the other reviewers?
Yeah,
who do you follow?
My favorite food reviewer, I have 2 favorite food reviewers of all time, and they both have 2 different styles. One is Dave Portnoy.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Portnoy is a legend. He's a legend.
Dave.
I love him. And I'm not talking about anything else, but the way that he deals with small businesses, the small pizza places. He's raised millions of dollars for different places that have struggled or whatever it is. Whenever people see me doing pizza reviews, they always say, or a lot of them say, stop doing pizza reviews. You're a nobody. Leave it to Dave. And I'll agree with them. I'm like, listen, Dave's the man, but you're basically telling me that I can't help promote my community just because Dave is the best pizza reviewer of all time. So let me guess, all of a sudden, nobody in the United States can review pizzas? Come on, that's crazy. But Dave's my favorite. And then there's another guy that you might have heard of called Keith Lee. And Keith Lee is amazing. This guy, I think he's only been doing it, but he already had a huge following doing cool TikTok stuff. He already had a huge following. I think he had a couple million followers already. He's grown now to be the most prominent, untrained, kind of like me, where we're just normal food guys. We love food. He's the most prominent food reviewer in the country. And when he does a food review, and if it's positive, you will never be able to go back to that restaurant, more than likely, without waiting for hours for probably the rest of your life.
Yeah, Keith Lee has also had some people have done skits about Keith Lee. That's how he's blown up to that level. Yeah, and they're fun. They're fun. But yes, I absolutely love Keith because when he does a review, if he loves something so much, he goes back to that restaurant and he blesses people. I mean, this man is like, my God, that was probably some of the, like, he went to a place in Atlanta and I can't remember the name of it. And he gave them one of the most outrageous reviews that was, just praise after praise after praise. And I was like, all right, now I want to go to Atlanta.
I love Keith. Keith's amazing. What Keith Lee does. Yeah, sorry.
Hold on 1 second. I want you guys to see this because it's not too often we get to see people on here that says, first time seeing you, but I love pizza, so here I am.
I love pizza too.
He doesn't just do pizza though. He does everything. If it's food, if it's edible, Baldy's going to try it.
Absolutely, but you know what's funny?
Tell you what he thinks.
And I want to say one thing about Keith Lee. One more thing, and then we can move off of the most famous food reviewer. You don't need any more publicity. Pizza reviews are my favorite. They're fast, they're easy, and again, I go to 100. I've done about 50 pizza reviews out of my 200. Let's say I've done 200, give or take. I would say 50 of them. Someone could correct that. I would say 50 of them have been pizza places, and pizza is the most fought about and the most controversial thing. You would think we're talking about politics. People want to kill over their pizza. People want to say you're the worst person in the world for dissing their pizza a little bit. It is hilarious. But the pizza reviews, I love it, and I love the hate. Because if you're hating me for trying pizza, or maybe not giving it as good of a score as you think I should have, hey baby, we're gonna have fun. I love that. Yeah. I don't just need positivity. I don't care if people are negative, because to me, that means that maybe I am doing something right. But to go back to Keith Lee really quick, what he does, and you said it, when he likes something, even when he doesn't necessarily love it, he'll go back into the place. And by the way, he's a multimillionaire at this point, which is not that that means anything, but
wow.
you know, it has helped him. He's sponsored by DoorDash. He's sponsored by all kinds of big companies now because, you know, I guess the wave or whatever really the movement that he's been doing, you know, in the community. But he'll go to a place and he'll say, guys, charge my card for $5,000 for you. You've done a great job. I love your food, whatever. And then charge my card for another, whatever, 3,000 or 4,000 to feed every single person that walks in, you know, for the next whatever until that money is run out. And, you know, that's amazing what he really does for small businesses. Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. If you haven't watched him, Mark, you got to watch him.
He's genuinely I'm gonna have to now. A good dude.
Yeah,
and he hates the publicity. He actually does, unless it's all, you know. But again, we spoke about that earlier. If you're faking something, you're eventually going to get found. Sure. But he genuinely seems like he doesn't even like, you know, the attention or. And I think that's part of his brand and part of what's made him so polarizing. So,
at Talking Shit, what is the name of your restaurant and where is it?
Well, okay, we're a podcast. We're not a restaurant. He's on our show as the guest. So you're doing us.
There is a food truck involved. It is called Tasty Buds. They're out in Citrus County. But, you know, Baldy Eats has a lot of restaurants, a lot of food trucks that he will tell you about. That, you know, if you want to try something, tell him what kind of food you're looking for. Have you gotten any messages like, hey, man, I really want to try some, you know, some 5-star chicken. Where should I go? Have you gotten any notes like that?
I'm going to say this. Again, I just want to, you asked me a question, so I'm going to answer it very openly. I don't say this as a brag, but it is kind of a humble brag. Over the 9 months that I've been doing it, I get thousands of private messages. Now, not all at once, but I would say accumulative. I get many messages every single day, either asking me to try a place, requesting me to try a place, talking junk about a place that I've tried, telling me that I'm the worst food reviewer in the world, telling me that I've inspired them, telling me that they love me, whatever it is. But yes, I've had people say, hey, I'm going to be down in Stewart. I don't know if you guys know Stewart, or Jensen Beach for a couple hours. Where's the best place? Or Baldy, what's your top 3 pizza places in the Treasure Coast or whatever? Or have you gone here? I get it. And like, you know, no, but it's cool. You invited me. Hey, if I'm ever going to be in that part of Florida, absolutely. But yeah, I get requests every day, and I love it, man. I love talking with the people. I will never turn down, and I don't even care, God willing, I ever got to a point where I'm even a 10th of as popular as someone like Dave Portnoy or Keith Lee. I love it because the conversations that we can really have, even about food, and getting their mind away from some of the, you know, just again, breaking bread and eating good food is really the simplest form of, you know, of friendship and love and everything. So yeah, I love it. But yeah, I get asked multiple questions usually a day, and they'll reach out to me, email, social media, you know, instant message, TikTok message, whatever it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you do make it up this way, if you got something going on, or if you're, you know, whatever you got, if you come up to this area, though, I'd love to take you out to a couple of different places and have you
100%. You have my cell phone, right?
Yeah, I believe I do. Yeah, I believe I've got your cell phone number.
Text me a little, you know, just like, because I know your area is not as known in Florida, right. But I've been invited to Jacksonville. My wife has been telling me, and I'm bad with keeping track of everything. She said, you got to almost do a Florida trip, you know, maybe from where I am and work my way up, because I've been invited all over Florida, especially, you know, Jacksonville, Orlando a million times, Tampa. And I should really start to maybe build a little bit of a Florida food tour. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great
Yeah.
because if you're telling everybody about the stuff here in Florida, you're giving those folks that are that are coming down here, you're giving them an opportunity. There, hey, I'm moving to the Orlando area. Holy cow!
Yeah.
I saw Baldy Eats was in Orlando. He ate at this place. I'm gonna go check it out. So
Absolutely.
I mean, that's where I'm at with it. That's why I had asked if you were going to be in the area. At any point, if you do, because I'd like to take you to some of my favorites just to see if you have the same experience that I have. You know what I mean?
That would be fun, man. I do got to figure out maybe one day when I don't know. I would say the plan is Florida. I'm already in the Treasure Coast. I'm right near West Palm. I'm literally a stone throws away from West Palm. And then I'm really moving and pushing into Sebastian. That whole Sebastian area, Vero. I get invited, by different restaurants. I have a bunch already set up. But yeah, so what's funny is my business is in South Florida. So I do travel very frequently down to South Florida. But absolutely, I eventually, I do want to, I think doing a Florida food tour where I hit one city, maybe eventually I do one city per week, or something like that, where I'm there for maybe 2 days. And then in 2 days, maybe I could try 5 of the local hotspots or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Then we got hotels around here, so it's not a big deal. We'll find hotels.
Absolutely. That'll be
but no, that's what I was thinking about because there's a couple of burger joints. I don't know what it is here recently, but like smash burgers, that kind of stuff. They've been resonating for me. And so there's a JR Smash Burgers, really good burgers. And then there's another place. What is that place called? Can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but it's in Floral City, and they do giant hamburgers that are just absolutely to die for. And you're going to be like, holy cow, man.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Smash Burger, you're right. It is now starting to move into our area.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Florida as a whole. Smash Burger hasn't been that big. I think, isn't Smash Burger, isn't that a California thing?
The smash burgers, it basically started off like I love going to In-N-Out Burger because that's what they served me was smash burgers. Loved it when I was in California, and then coming back here and not being able to find that same flavor. That's why my wife created a food truck because we couldn't find the same flavors that we were getting in California. And,
interesting.
And I had a hankering. One day I was just like, all right, I want this. And she's like, okay.
I just reviewed a smash burger place. This was my first smash burger on camera, and it just came out today. The place is in Vero Beach called Burger 101, and it's this little hole in the wall place, and I love those. Literally, you walk in, no frills, no thrills, no nothing. Literally, you want to walk in, grab a burger, and get the hell out of there. But yeah. Burger 101, shout out to them. They're using 100% Wagyu beef.
Oh my!
To make, and it's affordable, and it's a little hole in the wall place where you go in. I think it's $10 or $12 for a nice double smash burger, off the chain, really good.
Okay. So Burger 101.
Yep, absolutely.
Very cool. We'll have to like I said, if we're in that area, obviously I want to. We were there not too long ago. We went to West Palm because we did that cruise on the Jimmy Buffett cruise line. So that
was almost a year ago.
It was whatever. But I'll tell you, we found a bodega that we really enjoyed down there that had some really fantastic food on the strip. And I was like, holy cow. And we came back from the cruise.
Yeah.
The first place we wanted to go, back to the bodega.
Absolutely. Listen, man, West Palm. You're talking South Florida. The West Palm area is right up there with Miami and Fort Lauderdale, their food scene. They have no issue with having amazing restaurants. But that's part of why I really did it in the Treasure Coast, because we're a little bit more underrated as far as your culinary stuff. So yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Mark.
I
Mark
know that when the things come, I know you guys want to try to read it, so I bowed out of that.
Oh no, I try. I put them up there. If Brian reads them, he reads them.
Oh, okay.
We put them up there. Sometimes I'll read some of them. Sometimes I don't. But I mean, this one. I mean, it's a true fact. More that you guys keep talking about food, more it's going to make me hungry.
I know, it's funny. The more you talk about food, like I'm literally, I want a good burger right now.
Listen, we're having pork chop sandwiches tonight.
Oh,
yeah.
That's unique too.
That is, yeah.
A pork chop sandwich. I've never reviewed. I've never walked. Now listen, you got your, maybe a brisket sandwich or pork sandwich, but I've never really heard of a pork chop sandwich. That sounds good though.
So there's a place over here called Pudgy's, and they make a pork chop sandwich, and I'm not even kidding you. It is this big.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's an Indiana pork chop sandwich. I think it's with fries. It's $11. Totally worth it.
Mark, have you tried it?
We might have to go there one day.
We'll go on Sunday.
You guys live right near each other, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
For now, yes.
Mark's getting ready to leave me and go to Kentucky, I guess.
Oh, you're moving to Kentucky?
If everything goes right.
Wow. Okay. Speaking of Kentucky, I've gone on, and this is random. I've gone on multiple trips to Tennessee, the Gatlinburg area. I love Tennessee.
I love Tennessee.
It's so beautiful.
I love the Gatlin area. That
Gatlinburg.
Spit it out, Mark.
Yeah, we both know I can't say it. I love that area. It's beautiful.
Pigeon
some
Forge.
Great food.
Beautiful.
Yep, Pigeon Forge. They have some great food.
A lot of fun up there in the buggies. Just saying.
Yeah. So much fun up there, man.
Okay.
Mark has a little game.
So we're gonna play a game.
Okay.
It's called Florida.
Mark.
What do I do? Oh yeah, you don't got shit. Okay.
I love games. So how does the game go? What are we gonna do?
It's gonna be between me and you because Mark wouldn't give me any of the questions earlier. I was like,
that's right.
He was looking all these up and he was like, "It's a what?
Is it a contest?"
No,
well,
he's gonna read something.
Okay, here, hold on.
Do I win a prize?
Yes, we'll send you a sticker.
By the way, Brian, when you went out, me and Mark were dreaming of a Dolphins and a Lions Super Bowl.
No, that's not going to happen.
No,
it's sure the hell ain't going to be the Steelers this year.
Hey,
it ain't going to be.
They'll probably make the playoffs, but I don't think they'll.
We always make the playoffs. We need to step our game up a little bit more. So.
I know I'm sidetracking, Mark. I like your Lions, man.
So do I. I've been a Lions fan. I've been Hey, shut up. I've been a Lions fan for 40-something years. So
this is the best team. Last year might be the best team they ever had.
I think that in the 90-91 team where they went to the NFC Championship.
But they didn't win a playoff game, did they?
They won one against Dallas.
Oh, okay. Well, last year they won 2, right?
Yeah, this is the first time that they ever done that. All right,
that's amazing.
This is how the game goes. Brian, we're going to add a twist to this too, because if it happens, if you believe it's in Florida and you're right, you can also take it a little bit further and guess the county that it was in. Now, if it's out of Florida, I didn't put the county, so it doesn't say. All right.
Okay.
I have 5 questions. Actually 4. 5 questions. I just remembered. Okay.
We can count.
And yeah, I learned how to count. I think yesterday. Any which way, I'm going to start it all off. Which one do I want to start off with? Woman oddly was happy to be arrested for throwing a brick in her family member's window. She said, and I quote, "This was fun, and they are a bunch of bitches."
No, that didn't happen in Florida. So what do you
Do
think?
I get to answer two, or
Yeah,
do we do
Yeah,
one?
no, one. You both answer.
That was Florida.
I say not Florida.
I say Maryland.
Happened in Maryland?
Yep.
Oh, I got a point.
Wow. Wow.
It's a brick. I mean, in Florida, we're not throwing bricks. We're throwing
That
like
is true.
alligators through windows and stuff.
You're right. We don't have bricks. That is true. That is true.
Man goes on a joyride with stolen construction equipment.
That could definitely be Florida.
Not only was that Florida, but that was West Palm Beach.
Was it really?
No, I'm guessing.
Oh, you're guessing? I
Yeah.
gotta say Florida. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know what county, man. Like Indian River Beach area.
Broward County.
Is that Broward County?
All right,
That
you
is
both
smart.
say Florida. You both say
Yeah,
Florida.
it's Florida. Florida.
It's Florida. Flagler.
Oh, that's Miami,
Flagler.
right? Is that Miami?
No, that's up towards
Jacksonville.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's Flagler Beach area.
I knew that was Florida, though.
Man arrested for stealing clothes while naked and with machete.
Like he ran into a Walmart because he was naked.
No, he stole it. He actually was stealing them off a clothesline.
Oh, if it's a clothesline, it's either Alabama or Florida. We
That's
got
Florida.
clotheslines here. That's Florida.
That's
Okay.
Florida, and I'm gonna say Broward County.
I'm gonna say Pinellas.
Florida and Volusia County.
Oh, that's Daytona Beach.
Okay, okay.
I mean, I would expect that.
Several will say like
Woman gives 2 thumbs up in her mugshot for driving on a sidewalk and kicking police. She was really drunk.
That has to be Florida.
it does sound like a Florida thing.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds like Orlando area, like Orange County.
Yeah.
Orange County.
Florida.
Well, shit, you're both wrong. Arizona.
Arizona. Damn it.
Wow.
Well, I tried.
Yeah.
All right. Last question.
What's funny is everything can still be Florida, you know.
Oh yeah, that's why I picked. That's why I picked
right.
some of the. That's why I picked these.
I'm waiting
ones
for
today.
the meth question because I 100% know that
I didn't do one.
Pasco County.
I did not do it. I did not pick a meth one this time.
Damn.
Last question. Man hits wife with Christmas tree when asked to help with dinner.
100% that happened in Florida.
That's Florida.
It's let's see, that would probably be like Space Coast, Titusville area.
Jacksonville.
Florida, it is. Lake County.
Oh, that's like Lake County is that's over by that's like the Villages, isn't it?
Somewhere around there. Central.
It's like the Villages, I think.
Well,
All right, what's the
shit.
score?
Shit, Brian, you actually won something.
Wow.
I get a sticker. Yay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm not
send you
bringing
the
you.
sticker anyway. We'll send
Thank
you. We'll send you the logo.
It was 4-3. I was hoping he would have picked the right county because that would have put him over.
Yep.
All right, let's get back to our little Q&A session if we can.
Absolutely.
So doing it for 9 months, being a food reviewer, and you're doing this solely because it's something you love to do. Nobody asked you to come out and do it. It was just one day you decided, I think I'm going to try to review food and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've always been a fan of like I said, Dave Portnoy, Keith Lee, and I love a lot of the food shows. Netflix has a cool one called Somebody Feed Phil. Now, obviously, he does it worldwide, where he's going to really unique or remote locations. So I'm actually a South Florida kid. I've been in South Florida my whole life. So we're talking Broward, Fort Lauderdale, in and around there, Lauderdale Lakes, a lot of different cities. Then slowly my family and I moved to the West Palm area. We've lived in Wellington and, different places like that, Royal Palm Beach. And obviously there's nobody ever questioning the food scene down there. You have tons of food reviewers. The food scene has always been popping. Nobody ever, obviously you got your transplants from New York, then they come to South Florida. You're almost not skipping a beat. You may hear a little, talking shit about, the pizza. Oh, I miss New York pizza or whatever. But the second that I moved to Port St. Lucie, which is the Treasure Coast, Port St. Lucie, Vero, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Vero, whatever, Fort Pierce, I think I said that already. I just kept hearing so much, whether it was on the Facebook posts or, because I follow a lot of the Facebook groups, or just that, even when you have conversations with people, oh, the food scene is not that good. It's not that good. I said, you know what? Boom, strap on my cape, grab my camera. I said, let's do it. And I said, no. I believe, I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're in a little tiny city in Egypt, in the United States. Yeah. Unless you literally have only one or two restaurants in town, but the Treasure Coast, when I tell you guys that it may be, obviously besides Miami, besides the Palm Beaches and Fort Lauderdale, arguably the third or fourth largest food scene in the state of Florida, you got to think what would compete. I'm not talking about South Florida. That's a given. I'm not talking about Miami or Fort Lauderdale. But if we talk about Jacksonville, maybe, who knows? Orlando, but you're talking about the Treasure Coast that has Port St. Lucie, which I don't know if you guys know is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, period. Everybody's moving to Port St. Lucie, Jensen Beach, Stewart, Fort Pierce. Fort Pierce is huge. People don't realize Fort Pierce is huge. Vero Beach is huge. And the food scene, guys, I would say thousands of restaurants. And so the fact that people were so quick to poo-poo it and really just continue to say, we have a crappy food scene in all of Central Florida, I said, that can't be true. And not only have I put Central Florida on the map, and again, I'm going to make this joke. I am the #1 food reviewer. It is true, just by numbers. And all my videos have combined for millions of views, literally. It's because I'm the only food reviewer in the Treasure Coast. So as of right now, if we say, okay, how many restaurants and food trucks are in the Central Florida? I would say it's upwards. People don't realize. I would say it has to be 4,000 or 5,000.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, I have all that to myself. So,
yeah, they do more food truck stuff there than they do here in this county. Like this county is very, very small. So to have about 4 or 5 good food trucks is really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, Brian,
find your favorites.
Off the top of my head that I've seen or thought about or been invited to, I mean, we're talking hundreds of food trucks in the Treasure Coast alone.
Yeah, I want to go there. I want to check that out. They just did a wrap up the Great Food Truck Race.
Oh.
And guess where they ended up this time? They ended in Florida. Yeah.
Wow.
They ended the show in Florida with the winner, and I don't remember the exact place. I'd have to ask my wife. They did end it in Florida. They started, I think, in Mississippi or Louisiana, and they came all the way to Florida this time.
Wow.
Yep. I couldn't believe it either. I was like, had I known this, I would have absolutely 100% went out and supported these folks.
Absolutely. I didn't even know that. I need to tune in, definitely. What's that on? Probably Netflix, right?
No, that was on, I think, Prime for the Food Network. I think it's on
Amazon or just Food Network.
I think you could try Food Network. Just put in Great Food Truck Race, or try it on Amazon and see if you get it on Amazon.
Nice.
If you have,
and what do they do? Are they going to the food trucks and then kind of putting them on a rating system?
Yeah, you've never seen the show before?
No.
Oh my. Okay,
I want to check it out now.
He wouldn't be asking it. He wouldn't be asking.
Hold on, let me explain. Let me explain the premise here. So, you have a well-known chef who picks 8 teams of 3 people each. He gives them food trucks with their brand, their name, the whole thing. So if they were, like, my wife has Tasty Buds here in Florida. If they're Tasty Buds and then they do the show, they'd be Tasty Buds in California. That would be all over their food truck. If they win at the very end, they get to keep the food truck plus $50,000.
Wow.
But they have to beat 8 other food trucks, or 9 other food trucks, whatever it is, right?
Wow.
They have a challenge in every single city that they go to.
Yeah.
You're very limited on what you can and cannot do. So basically, like, whatever you're known for, there may be a competition where you're known for, let's say, smash burgers, and then the other food truck is known for tacos. Well, now you guys have to switch your menus. And now you have to see if they can do your menu better than you can. And then it comes down to the money and who who earned more during the competitions. It's really, really cool.
Very interesting.
So if you get a chance, check it out. It's the Great Food Truck Race. There's somewhere around like 16, 17 seasons of this show.
Okay, I'm going to check it out. That sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun. And like I said, just because I'm in the food truck family now, it's like I get to see the, behind the scenes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nothing, whatever you think can go wrong in a food truck, it will.
That I can imagine.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, I have an idea, and maybe I shouldn't be saying this right now. No. But I have an idea that I would eventually, I'm going to get it filmed. I want to do, it's based around my food reviews, but it is going to be food truck based because, again, I have a really unique connection with a lot of the food truck owners, and I know how hard they work. I mean, these guys are busting their butt. And I feel that a lot of the great food and a lot of the unique visionaries are coming from the food trucks. And then, of course, they branch out and move on from there. Mm-hmm. But I have an idea that I do want to do it more on my rating system, where if you see my reviews, it's based on 1 to 10. And I'm thinking about doing, visiting either state by state, but almost doing something like that, but maybe doing a prize or something where we are reviewing the best food trucks, let's say in a particular state or maybe in a particular portion of that state. And, doing like a cool food truck challenge or something like that.
Yeah, either that or so you got a lot of, you're going to have a lot of hot dog food trucks. You're going to have a lot of burger food trucks. Yeah. The big thing is like a comparison kind of thing too. Like, I've got 2 burger food trucks that I'm going to go to. Yeah. I'm going to tell you who I prefer. Yeah. And who come in second or third or whatever the case may be. So
that's a good idea. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a great following, you've got a great platform, and you're doing a great job at what you're doing. And all I'm going to ask is that you keep it up and keep going with it. I would absolutely love to review food. I just don't know that I can dedicate as much time as you're doing to it.
Yeah.
I
Brian,
would
you
love
can't
to
say
do
it. You can't say nothing bad about people, or food. So I don't think you could do it.
I mean, I like. So I had
That was a compliment, by the way. That was a nice compliment.
I
It
did
was.
a thing
Oh, damn! I should have said it different.
I did a review thing there for a little while where I was doing it anonymously, and then one of my friends caught me, and they were like, because of the photos that I shared, and the locations where I was at a certain time, they knew. So like when I called somebody out on their, we went to a place, and I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant. My wife was not extremely thrilled because she was like, it's completely dead in here. There's no one. I said, great, we got the whole place to ourselves. So we're there. We're going to have lunch. I get a burger. Kids get a burger.
Oh, I know which one this is.
My wife ordered a salad. Everything comes to the table. It's hot and fresh, piping. We're digging in. My wife's putting salad dressing on her food. She's stirring her food up. All of a sudden, she's like, nope. And she got up and ran out of the kitchen, or ran out of the restaurant. I did not know what happened. My daughter went through with a fork, and she was like, oh my God, Dad, there was a roach in the salad.
Oh.
You want to talk about heartbreaking? Because it was going to be one of those like, hey, I like the burger. The burger was good, and then I get,
that's tough. Yeah, I feel bad for restaurants, but you got to figure it out. You got to check at least. Listen, we've all seen a roach here or there. Sometimes even in our house in the past, the big palmetto bugs, especially in Florida, and obviously roaches. But still, you can't serve a salad with a roach in it. That's crazy talk.
In other countries you can, but not here.
Yeah, not in Florida, not in the States, man. And they got to be chocolate covered if you're going to do that. Like, surprise me.
I like that, Mark. No, not necessarily chocolate covered, right?
So,
that was a good
one. And have you ever had to be in a situation where you've gotten a subpar meal somewhere, but the staff just treated you absolutely fantastic?
Oh,
you've been in a situation like that?
Yes. And my brand, regardless, is going to veer on the side of positivity. And I hate to say that because a lot of people really do say, Baldy, you got to kill him, or you got to smack, I'm not saying physically, I'm saying with my words.
Of course.
But no, yes, I meet great people all the time. I meet very passionate people. But again, I'm not going to take a bite of your food and spit it out. I've learned to have, a little bit more couth than that. But yes, every once in a while, you will see me in a video and say, listen, there may be a target market for this particular meal, or there may be this or that, but this is just not for me. And I think that I can be very critical and still be very positive about it. But if you look closely at my reviews, there are certain dishes that I'm really talking through some of the scenarios. For example, don't get me wrong, this dish that I was brought the other day, people love it. It's some of their favorite stuff. So, and you guys might say, oh, that sounds like the best thing in the world. I went to, I'm not going to say the place, but it's amazing. You know what? I'll say it. They're amazing. Their review is going to be great. It's called Cafe 772 in Port St. Lucie. I love the owner. He's an amazing guy. He's a huge entrepreneur. He has, I think, 2 or 3 locations, and now he's doing a really big pizza idea as well. I'm not going to say that name because that's a secret. He did tell me it's actually going to be named after, a family member. So speaking of burrito tacos, the first thing he served me may have been the best burrito taco that I've ever had in my life. It was cooked perfectly. The outside was crunchy, crispy, flavorful. Everything was perfection. But then they brought me, which their people love. But I got to be honest with myself.
Uh-oh.
He was honest with himself. He didn't want to answer that.
Hang on. Give him a sec. Hang on. All right, we got you back. We lost you for a second.
Okay. So they brought me something called a Berea ramen bowl. Can you imagine that? You know, have you guys ever had the Japanese ramen? You know, they got the ramen noodles, and then you got different meats that you can add. Well, their take on it was called a Berea ramen. So I'm eating the Berea ramen, and mind you, they told me that they're one of the most popular dishes. People love it. But I'm eating the ramen, and to me, in my mind, it tastes like, are we allowed to curse?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not even going to say the word I was going to say because now I pushed myself off. It tastes like the damn Berea taco. So I'm eating the ramen. It tastes like taco. And while I'm talking through it, I say, this is okay. It's fully flavored. I like it. It's pretty good. But if I want a Berea taco, I just ate part of the review. I just ate the best Berea taco that I've ever had. No, thank you. I'm sure you have your target market. And you'll see if you watch the review, I did it in a positive way. Don't get me wrong, it was yummy. But it wasn't for me. And that's the fine line. Now, thank God. I've seen Keith Lee do it a couple times where he's been into food and maybe it was stale or maybe the fish was a little rotten. And I've had to see what he had to go through. And Keith's still positive. He's a positive guy. Thank God I hope I never have to deal with that and what would happen. I've never had to deal with rotten food or bugs in my food or anything like that. So you got to remember that when I go into these restaurants, guys, or the food trucks, they've invited me. So and I don't keep this a secret from my followers. I'm very open and honest about this. We're working together to come up with the best plan to put their best foot forward. So if you think about Mom and Pop's restaurant, Joe's restaurant, Paul's restaurant, Brian's restaurant, Mark's restaurant, you would think that at the very least, you can cook one great meal, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're putting your best foot forward on your one great meal, chances are I'm going to think that your one great meal is pretty darn good. So we are doing everything in my power and their power to really give them an opportunity to have a great food review.
Yep. So are you asking what's the best thing on the menu? What's the number one seller? What's the,
I asked 3 questions and you hit it. What's the best thing on your menu? What's the most popular item on your menu?
Yep.
And what would you like to showcase that A, you think I would love, and B, you would want the public to see? So imagine you're going to a chef and and a lot of these restaurants, these guys they're good cooks. They're not crappy cooks for the most part. And you go to a chef and you say, chef, cook me your best meal. And I'm doing that. I hope damn well that you're able to cook me one good meal that we can at least show the public and say, hey, if you go to John Seafood, they're doing an amazing, fried shrimp. So that's kind of the tactic that I do, because you got to remember, I do want to put the restaurant's best foot forward. That is actually the ultimate goal. And I also want to give the public their a unique experience to be able to watch my videos. And if everything on the menu is bad, except for this one meal, hey, go in and order the hell out of that meal.
Blow it up. That way the owner knows, I gotta replenish tomorrow for the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like going to McDonald's. We all know McDonald's, for the most part, they do one thing perfect, in my opinion, and that's their fries. And for the most part, if you go to McDonald's,
sometimes here lately I've been getting them undercooked.
I feel you on that, man. Have you ever gone to McDonald's, by the way, guys, and you got to actually ask them lately, hey, are you putting salt on your fries anymore?
Oh, the one here, they love to salt the hell out of it. And
Oh, okay.
sometimes it's way too much. And
Wow.
I'm like, oh, I'll take a bite. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm done. Nope.
Yeah, you got to get
But-
fries. Fries no salt. That means they're going to cook them fresh.
That
Yep.
was the secret.
That
Yeah.
was the secret. Is that not the secret anymore?
It is.
They're technically not supposed to put salt on fries anymore. It's supposed to be done when you order them. You have to tell them that you would like salt on them, because of the people that can't have salt, because they're not changing the salt to no salt or anything like that. They're just sticking with the same stuff.
Wow, that's
Well,
crazy.
I learned something new today. I didn't know that.
I mean, they could go to sea salt like like Wendy's does, and
Yeah.
it'd be fine too. But the regular salt is actually cheaper.
Wow.
All right, so let's since we went here, so we're saying McDonald's fries are the number one French fries right now.
Arguably.
Who's
Yeah.
got the second best? You got your three main chains.
If you're going with just what's the fourth one?
Hardee's, Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's.
Yeah, I'd go with Arby's.
Oh, Arby's. There you go.
That's
Arby's
because
doesn't
I like.
make burgers.
Yeah,
well, we got to throw in Checkers.
yeah.
Checkers.
You got to throw in.
I don't eat Checkers a lot.
Throw in.
We don't really. We have one thing of Checkers around here, and that we have to drive 30 minutes to get to it.
Yeah.
You gotta throw in Chick-fil-A as an option. Now, I'm not saying who's the best yet, guys. My opinion, if they do it right and all things are even, I have McDonald's fries as far as fast food as the best fry that you can get from a fast food joint. Now, number two, I think that's up for debate. I would say, man, Checkers got some good fries, though.
You know what, Brian?
Checkers
Yeah, I like Checkers fries. I got an idea. We could put a survey out and see who has the best fries.
Absolutely.
All right.
We'll do a poll.
Absolutely. Best fries, period.
We'll have to do that. We will have to do that. All right, guys. Baldy, we asked you for an hour of your time, man. You've been super gracious, and you've given us more than that. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we let you go? I know you're a busy guy. I know you got things that you got to do. You got to prepare for your next upcoming review. So
I appreciate it, man. This has been a lot of fun. I would be open to coming back if you guys ever want to have me, and we could talk about some more crazy stuff. I would say this, going out and trying local businesses and local mom and pop restaurants, I think is a lot more fun than we realize. And too often, I think we do get caught up in the chains, just running through McDonald's. Listen, it's fast and cheap, Burger King and all the places. But I would compel everyone, just like your wife, does the food truck, and it's unique, and I'm sure it's really good. I would tell people, challenge yourself. I understand we can't do it every day because, it costs money to eat out. Sure. But if you're driving by a mom and pop restaurant that you've seen and you've driven by there a million times, and you were going to drive right past it to go to Chili's or whatever, go try that mom and pop shop. Go try something new. Try a locally owned restaurant. Chances are you're going to have a better experience than if you went to a normal, big name chain. And that's just my opinion. Go out there, try new things, have fun, and meet people. A lot of these small restaurants, they're run by literally a husband and wife, or maybe the family members, or maybe you got some cousins in there, or maybe you got, I've seen restaurants where you got the mother at the register, the daughter doing something right here, and then the father is the one cooking the food. And again, there's nothing more American than that, than really trying, small businesses and locally, local restaurants. And that's really what I try to push, and really trying to show people some really unique hotspots that they can go to.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. The mom and pop places, give them a shot. If you're driving past something to go to a Chili's, like he said, or a McDonald's or a Burger King, but you see another burger joint on the side of the road, why not stop in there? If you've never been there before, don't go by what you hear, go by what you taste.
100%. 100%, man. And one more thing. We tend to be more critical when we go to a smaller spot. Now, granted, if you find a roach in your food,
get the hell out.
Get the hell out, because thank God I've never experienced that. But also understand that don't be more critical because it's family owned or a mom and pop or a small business. Don't be more critical there than you would be, let's say, at a Red Lobster, even though Red Lobster is actually closed now. TGI Fridays, Chili's, McDonald's, or whatever. Give them a chance. Understand that they're doing it on a much smaller level. But that's my advice. Definitely give them a chance and give them grace. And if you do have an issue, don't totally just try to kill them on Google or kill them on social media. I would give them a chance. Saying it in a nice way. Hey, I ordered this, and maybe this didn't come out as good as it could. Is there maybe you could adjust that or redo it or whatever. Give them a chance. Give them an opportunity.
They get an opportunity to fix the mistake. Mistakes happen all the time in the kitchen. You may get a piece of garlic bread that you were really waiting for, and then that garlic bread comes out and it's burnt. All you got to do is ask, guys. The waitress isn't going to tell you, no, you can't have another piece of garlic bread unless that was the last one, obviously. But
they might lick the other one that they bring you, but don't worry. It's just a little wet.
I agree with that. Give them an opportunity to fix it. If there's something that can be fixed. I mean, if everything just obviously doesn't have flavor or something like that, then they're not doing it right in the kitchen. But I don't typically find that when I go places. I typically find that there's one thing that probably doesn't have a flavor that I really enjoy,
Yeah.
But everything else is fantastic, right? So yeah.
And don't blame the server necessarily if the food wasn't as amazing as you thought, because she wasn't the one cooking it.
Right.
If she's done her job and she's helped you out and she's brought your drinks, guys, tip your servers, okay?
Yep.
Oh, we tip them very well.
Absolutely.
You have to. All right, guys. Well, if there is nothing else, Baldy, where can everybody find you?
Baldy Eats on all platforms. BALDYEATS on your favorite platform. And hey, we may be at your favorite restaurant next.
Excellent. All right, Mark, what about you? You got anything else?
No, I mean, we still got to tell everybody what's up next week. But other than that.
So what do we got next week, Mark?
Oh, you want to put me on the spot this time, huh? Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. On Tuesday, we're going to have father-son duel. Darren and Big Fat. And that's going to be an interesting one because I'm trying to find some other stuff to go along with that one. And then he said, screw you, I'm leaving. And then on Thursday, we'll be back on Thursday I think from here on out, we're going back to Thursdays mainly.
Okay.
And we will have Whit Whitman, director, actor, songwriter, producer.
He's done a lot of stuff. We're going to find out more about him too.
Yes, we already watched his movie. He was the first one that gave us the invite to get a sneak peek at it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To get the sneak peek. I can't wait to get some of his opinions on his own movie because sometimes directors are their worst critics.
Let's find out.
And then after that, that one's still up in the air. The rest of the time, the rest of the time is we still got stuff, but who the other one's supposed to be. We just got to get confirmation.
We're working on it. We're still going to work on it. We're going to bring you guys the guests that you want to see. So if there's somebody that you're interested in seeing on this show, on this platform, just let us know who it is, and we will absolutely try. Mark beats down everybody's door whenever I'd say, hey, I really like this person. I don't know what it is about them. I'd really like to have them on the show. What do you think? And then Mark starts watching, and then he's like, all right, I already sent him an email.
There's only been a few that, we've tried to get, but they just don't want to bite.
It's going to happen.
I mean, it took me a year to get Corn Nimick on here.
That was a good show too. Listen, all the shows that we've done here recently and all the shows that we've done in the past, we want to thank all of our previous guests. You guys are the ones that make this show happen. All we're doing is sitting behind the computer, asking you guys a bunch of questions. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of your world. And thank you for allowing the viewers, the few viewers that we do have, the listeners, to be able to get to know who you guys are as well. So
now, starting September 1st, we're going to put out I'm going to put out my Cash App info, and we're just asking for $1 for
$1 donations.
And on October 19th, we're going to hand the donations over to Children's Miracle Network.
When we do
show. Yes, when we do the live show from Walmart, no matter what, I mean, all proceeds are going to Children's Miracle Network.
And guys, I'm only asking for $1 donations because I feel like everybody can do $1. But if you want to donate more than that, you don't have to feel obligated to do so. But if you do that, please let us know so that we can shout you out live on the air. Hey, I'd like to donate, X amount of dollars or whatever, and we'll absolutely shout you guys out on the air. It is all greatly appreciated. It all goes to a great cause.
I'd like to see
cause that Mark's believed in for quite some time. So
I believe that they do a great job with the children. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get a good response.
All right, guys. So we had Baldy Eats on the show, and that interview went stellar. I think that if he does a Florida tour, I'm jumping on that bandwagon and I'm going with him.
That's because
it's happening.
Okay, well then you're gonna have to do the show from there.
He's gonna have to change his name to Baldy's Eat. Baldy's Eat.
Oh shit. Any which way.
Move it over to Baldy's. There you go.
And what? Have your mugshot on the other side?
No, I'm good. Steelers one, the Steelers logo. Yeah. There you go. I'll do it.
All right,
guys. From us here at Talking Shit, my name is Brian.
I'm Mark.
There you go.
And we're out of here.
See ya.